Hey, Latoya.
Hey, girl.
How you doing?
Honey, I am absolutely amazing. Feeling amazing, looking amazing. Everything is absolutely amazing.
Well, that's good because it is Nurses Week, so I'm glad that you're feeling amazing, looking amazing. Everything is amazing. I am, yeah, and it's Mental Health Awareness Month this month too as
Yes.
well. So I'm glad you are good all around. Um,
Yes. Happy Nurses
yeah.
Week to you.
Oh, thank you. Happy Nurses Week to you too.
Thank you.
So we're back tonight with another live
We're back. We're back.
episode of the Chanel Love 22 podcast. This
Oh,
is
yeah,
just
listen.
a quick episode to discuss a couple of questions that Latoya and I get all the time, right? This
Yeah.
is something common that people always ask us about, which is sleep, right?
Oh, my
Everyone
God.
has, yeah, they have issues with sleeping,
Yes.
trying to stay asleep. Or, Toya, would you say that you hear a lot about people saying they don't feel rested like the next day after they do get sleep?
Yes. Or falling asleep and can't stay asleep, or having issues turning their mind off at night and falling asleep, thinking it's just stress. That's usually
Right.
what they say. I'm just stressed out. I'm just doing a lot at work. I just do a lot as a wife. I just do a lot as a parent.
Right.
Yes.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot going on, and they're
Mm-hmm.
not able to rest their mind. They can't get
Mm-hmm.
a good night's sleep. And of course, yeah, doing things throughout the day
Right.
can cause that, yeah, cause that to be an
Mm-hmm.
issue as well. So, Latoya, do you want to start with what your what you've heard? I mean, are some of the things you kind of tell your client, or what is their main issue?
Absolutely. Well, you know what? Let me reintroduce myself to the people. So I'm Latoya
Okay.
D. Buchanan, also known as the Bloodwork MP baby. Snap, snap, snap. I woke up like this.
She woke up like this.
I woke up like this. Okay. So
Okay.
I am the Bloodwork MP. 15 years of nursing experience, 20 years of healthcare experience all the way
Mhm.
around. Did a specialized training in root cause bloodwork analysis and holistic care. I am now a holistic care consultant and a bloodwork analysis consultant. So, and a lot of questions that I get from my clients. Before I go there, let me just say this: we're the bloodwork besties. I love to say that. You know what?
Girl, I love that term. That
We
was
are
a good
we are
one.
the
I love that
bloodwork
one.
besties, okay? So I
Right.
have to make sure I say that we're the bloodwork besties. So the info that you're getting from us, always make sure that you follow up with your provider. However, we do look at things from a much more narrow range, and we look at things from a different eye than your primary care might have heard of or might even do. Okay, disclaimer: snap, snap, snap. So
Snap.
some of the a lot of the questions actually and comments that come to my inbox,
Mhm.
it's about people, whenever I go live and I say, you having trouble sleeping? And they're like, well, no, when I'm sleep, but I can't stay asleep. So I might fall asleep, but then I wake up three hours or 4 hours later. So I can't stay asleep. I also
Okay.
have people, this is the main one though. When I'm doing my blood work analysis and I ask some of the magic questions from their blood work that I'm getting, one of
Right.
the main things is, you thinking about a lot of stuff at night before you go to sleep, like you laying in the bed, you want to go to sleep, but it's like you can't turn your mind off. Like you're thinking about what you need to do the next day for work, what all you've done for today, what all bills you have to pay. Did you pay those bills? What all your kids have to do? What all is on your schedule? What your husband has to do? Did you cut off the lights downstairs? Did you put the food up in the kitchen? Did you remember to call somebody back? And they're like, oh my gosh, yes. But I thought maybe I was just stressed out, or I thought maybe, I was just stressed out at work, or I was just stressed out at home. And this continues to happen to them regularly, though. It's not a one time occurrence. So
Right. Right.
that is one of the main ones. And if that's you, got a little something for you. Got a little something for you. No worries. No worries. What do you hear? What are some of the things they
So
say to you?
yeah, I get all the time. Of course, I can't rest. I can't sleep. I
Mm-hmm.
can't fall asleep. Like you said, a lot of times their thoughts are racing a lot at night. Or I do
Mm-hmm.
get when I do finally fall asleep, I'm waking up and then I'm up for like 30 minutes to an hour at a time trying to fall back asleep. So definitely not getting a restful night's sleep and not being able to
Mm-hmm.
stay asleep. So
Mm-hmm.
um what the things that happen the next, like basically they wake up drained, physically drained.
Mm.
So the main thing is getting them to understand how this can relate to other things that's going on in your body physically, and
Mm-hmm.
it's not you're not crazy, you're not just
Right.
sitting there thinking, can't get your thoughts together. It's not just stress, it could be your nervous system
Mm-hmm.
out of sync. Your body is screaming
Mm-hmm.
for help because you are not
Mm-hmm.
where you are with your nervous system, and also your hormones being out of
Yes.
sync with your body, or being
Right.
too high, being too low, can prevent you from relaxing and getting into that deep sleep. So
Right. So what's the importance of our hormones? Like why are they important? I think we talked about it a little bit on the last live, but for the people who didn't quite catch that one and didn't go back and watch the replay, hint, hint. Why are hormones
right.
important?
Right. So so our hormones play a lot of roles in our body. In
Mm,
particular, high cortisol at night, which is the stress hormone.
mm-hmm.
If it stays elevated, it can prevent you from relaxing and going into that deep sleep. Those
Mm-hmm.
with low progesterone, high estrogen, those those imbalances can disrupt your sleep process, which a lot of hormone imbalances can be related to several different things that's going on
Right.
in your
Right.
body. As
Always
it applies
powerful.
to functional medicine, you know how that all can tie in together. If you have
Exactly.
inflammation from stress and your body's just stressed out, and then how that
Right.
affects like your thyroid, your gut, your like all these other
Mm-hmm.
um systems in your body. So it
Right.
definitely plays a major role. You don't
Mm-hmm.
think about it in that way because you think in hormones like
I'm thinking
um
menopause. When somebody say hormones, I'm
yeah.
thinking menopause, pregnancy, menstrual cycle, a man trying to maintain his sexuality and his erection.
Right.
That's
Mhm.
usually where people's mind go when you think about hormones. But
Hormones, right.
cortisol, which that's one has become very social media popular here lately. You type it
Yeah.
in the search engine, you're gonna see all kind of people who are cortisol experts. I'm not saying they ain't. I'm just saying venom. Anyway, you see
Right.
all kinds of experts in cortisol, and they're talking about it. And now everybody wants their cortisol checked, and that's the one that
Yeah.
everybody's focused on.
Yep.
Whatever's popular on social media, whatever social media popping is now what
Mhm.
people will come in and ask you to check for them, not even having the full and complete understanding of what that is, and that it's a hormone, like you said, and that there are other hormones that also play a major role in sleep in your body, not
Yeah,
only
absolutely.
cortisol, while it's important. But what you were saying sounds like those folks who maybe still wake up tired. They
Mhm.
sleep, but they
Mhm.
still wake up tired, or they need that nap during the day. I'm sorry, I just got to do this because I love stuff.
You're so funny. So yeah, you're right. Cortisol does interfere with the rhythm.
Yeah.
And some of you may feel wired at night and then tired in the morning,
Oh,
or
yeah.
the thyroid too. As
Mhm.
you kind of mentioned, that a sluggish or overactive thyroid can interfere with your sleep cycle. Blood sugar is the one that people don't really think about. Your glucose dropping overnight,
Mhm.
and causes like that cortisol spike, and then at 3 a.m. you up and you like, what am I up for? I can't go back to sleep.
Them the folks who be seeing me. Them the
Right.
folks who be coming who want to see me, who end up seeing me. And
Yeah.
it, what you're just saying, the blood sugar spikes, we got cortisol. We also have a major one that people do not even realize that is being checked when they go see their doctor for a physical, which is a comprehensive metabolic panel, or a basal basic metabolic panel, which is your BMP or your CMP, which checks your kidney function, liver function, basically how your body's breaking things down and excreting it, how your body's breaking things down and getting rid of it. And when I say, well, what was your last potassium? Or what was your last sodium? And it's like, what? I don't know. People really don't. And it's because they're not medically trained, right? So they're trusting that their provider is going to look at their labs and let them know exactly what's happening with them. But that's a question that really I see it, gets that train in their brain moving like, well, what was it? Well, what does that have to do with the way that I'm feeling? But people
Right.
have not traditionally tied in those electrolytes with your ability to sleep, and not only sleep but sleep well.
Sleep
Sleep
well,
well.
right? Because that's the most important thing. You in that
Right
REM
there.
level of sleep where your body is resting, repairing
Yes.
itself. doing
Yeah.
what it's supposed to do. Also, you did mention the CMP being important because the
Mm-hmm.
another thing was like if your liver is overloaded and um trying to detox during you okay, when you go to sleep and
Mm-hmm.
go down, you go to sleep, your
Mm-hmm.
body does what it's supposed to do to heal, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
during the middle of the night when your body's trying to detox that liver or release some of the toxins and pathways within that liver, then
Uh-huh.
you are up at middle of the night, 1 to 3 a.m. You don't
Middle of
know.
the
That's
night.
actually, yeah, that's the time where your body's trying to release those toxins. And if your body is not functioning the way it's supposed to, it can't do that. So then you have wakefulness at night and you're unable to go back to sleep. So it's not just because, of course, I'm mental health. So people do
Right.
have um anxiety, PTSD, trauma, things
Mm-hmm.
that they really have
Right.
been through. Of course, you people do experience nightmares,
Right.
things and other reasons that is causing them to wake up. But those same people, when they're not experiencing nightmares, not every night that they have nightmares, or it's
Mhm.
not every night that they have the anxiety, but there are still times when they're still just up, waking up in the middle of the night or can't go to sleep um at night, can't get that restful sleep. So there
Mhm.
are other issues that can be contributing to whatever you already have going on. So that's why I
Right.
think it's so important to do, like we talked about, the root cause blood work
Oh
analysis.
yeah.
Like being in tip top shape with your body, you can kind of determine, okay,
Right.
is this, related to this? Or like if I know that my body is 100% or where it's supposed to be, no
Right.
inflammation, my gut health is good. I've done all these things to help get my body where it's supposed to be and I'm still having these symptoms, then of course there goes the therapy and the other things that you do as far as helping your mental health. But yeah, I
Right.
definitely recommend starting with getting your body where it's supposed to be so that you won't have those
Exactly.
things contributing to what you already have going on mentally.
Exactly. And I mean that's what has become so important to me. When I made a decision to leave the meat alone,
Mhm.
so I became vegetarian initially. So now for me it's been 8 years no meat, right?
Okay.
And again, I woke up like this. So but stay on track, Toya. So basically what I'm saying is that my body became very sensitive. So if I eat anything that will,
Oh, that's
cause
so
my body to become
true. Your body
inflamed,
becomes sensitive when you
I
girl.
can know, oh, I'm not eating there anymore. I
Mhm.
can't cook with this type of oil. I can't buy food from this particular place. I can't
Right.
eat that food brand anymore because I begin to feel things in my body that were not previously there. Most days I'm walking on clouds. Okay. What the
Mhm.
Temptations
Mhm.
say, on cloud nine. Okay, most
Right.
days I'm on cloud nine. Just what I take into my body, and that
Mhm.
gives me those antioxidants and that natural energy. I feel amazing. But, and this especially happens when I travel. If I find
Mhm.
myself eating somewhere, even if it says it's vegan, there have been times I've eaten at vegan restaurants and I can walk away like, they're using
I
some
don't know
real
if that
cheap.
was
They use
yeah,
peanut oil. They
I don't
use,
know. Right. Right, right, right. I
it's
feel you. That's happened to me.
something. Yes, and you know it, so you feel the inflammation in your body. But if your body is not that sensitive, people have adopted certain things like having the thoughts going on at night, and they just contributed to that's their lifestyle, or that's the job I chose. This is the life that I have. This is me. And that's usually what people say, well, that's just me. I mean, I've
Mhm.
always been like that for the past. And I say, well, when did it start? And usually they tell me it started in their teen years or once they started working, and they've been
Right.
like that ever since, and they have not realized that no, this is actually your body speaking to you, and your body went into a mode to let you know, baby, I'm a little stressed out and I need you to
Right.
help me. But whenever you go and you're getting those physicals or whatever done, and no one's telling you that this range is altered, that's why you have this going on, then people adopt that as their normalcy. So one of the main things for me that I definitely, help people with initially is, how do I now try to get good sleep? Or how do I try to stay asleep? Or how do I have that energy during the day where I don't have to wake up tired? Because what I hear a lot is they're doing the Red Bulls because they want B12 sweet tea and
Right. Right. Red
The
Bulls.
B
I
got the
yeah.
B12 in it now. And I
Oh
say,
my God,
baby,
they
go
put
get
that
some
in. They
blue.
say that's what they advertising in a lot of.
Mm-hmm. And people
That
say,
you
I'm getting that liquid B12. Oh, you getting a lot more than B12, baby.
comes with a little something else, right?
You're getting a lot more than B12, which I have to applaud you for. See that? See what I mean? The bow. But I have to applaud you for getting your B12 in, but that is not the way, because you're trying now picking up your heart rate while you're trying to put B12 in. And there are other ways to actually get B12 in, which includes, getting a smoothie. It's just like a more nutritious choice. And
Mhm.
getting those berries and maybe avocado, some green vegetables into your body that actually tastes good. And then they can also add shots of B12. So
Right.
that's a good alternative to a Red Bull, especially for those on the road, truck drivers, nurses, things like that. I'm talking to myself too. Not that I do Red Bull, but I'm just saying it's a more nutritious choice. But having a solution to, how do I stay asleep? Because a lot of people think sleep, we brought up a lot of good points.
Mhm.
Sleep is not just sleeping through the night, it's actually falling asleep, staying asleep, and then waking up rested, right?
Mhm.
And not
Yeah.
needing that afternoon nap. Somebody tell
Right.
people that the itis is not normal. I just need to say
Right.
that. When you get the itis after you eat, you're supposed to just
Right.
not be hungry anymore. You're not
Yeah,
supposed to get the itis.
that's another red flag, right, Latoya?
Yes.
Like, yeah, so
Yes.
you got something else going on. You mentioned the energy drinks. That's a good point, because a lot of times I am doing my assessment, and then you have someone saying they can't sleep, they can't this, but then they're drinking like 2-3 energy drinks throughout the day. So it's like that's another factor. I'm glad you brought that up, because that is something that can also contribute to keeping you up at night, keeping you,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
mind racing. But all around, those things have so much other things in it that you shouldn't be putting in your body. So it's not a good thing to drink all around anyway. But I do of course I encourage breath work. Breath work is good. Journaling helps, but the thing is, Latoya, if your body chemistry is off, it's just gonna keep looping. You're just gonna keep having that same
That's
thing every night,
true. That
every
is
night,
so
every
true. That
night.
is
So
so true. That is so true. But for those people who, some people not ready sometimes for us to look at their blood work. They're not ready to look at the man in the mirror, as Michael Jackson said. Why are these songs coming to me today? I don't know. I
I
feel
know
real,
you on it.
real Lauren
What'd you
Hillish.
say? The Temptations
Feel
earlier?
real. Yes, I feel real Lauren
On
Hillish. Very creative, but
it.
for the people who they're not ready to look at their blood work, because some people do have that where they're not ready, because culturally they've seen people who, once they start getting health care or medical care, then that's when they feel like the person gets sicker and ultimately they leave this earth and they're no longer with them. So some people, it's a process to get there, but for someone who maybe is not ready to do that quite yet, sweet TMP, what is something that you would tell them that was really important for them to do, to
um,
get good
like,
sleep, fall
yeah,
asleep?
okay. I kind of mentioned like the breath work, journaling, but I also critique their bedtime routine.
Mm-hmm.
So when it's time to go to sleep, tell me what you do. And a lot of times they're
Mm-hmm.
scrolling on their phone, their TV is on all night.
Mm-hmm.
Or they're a person who really don't go out a lot. They are at home a lot, and they're in their bed throughout the day. So a good sleep routine will definitely help train your body to let your body know it's time for bed.
Mm-hmm.
So I always tell them, like, hot shower, nice relaxing bath.
Mm-hmm.
You want to create a dim, comfortable sleep environment in your room.
Mm-hmm.
Some people like to sleep with a night light. I always recommend like a soft light. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
if have you seen those little salt lights, little rock salt lights. I don't know if you've ever seen them, but they
Mm-hmm.
have like the low level light, not the bright lights that's like in the phone or in the TV, because those are the worst lights to have on while you're trying to go to sleep, the TV or
Yes.
the phone, because they
The
actually
brain.
interrupt your body from going through the process of creating
Yes.
melatonin as well. It's something about the blue light in the TV and in the phone that actually does
Mm-hmm.
that process. So I
Exactly.
definitely encourage them to create a restful and comforting, relaxing bedtime
Yes.
routine to
Yes.
avoid being in their bed throughout the day. Like, of course,
Right.
you're at home, but try to like maybe sit up in a chair or sit in the living room, or if if you live with somebody and that's you kind of want your quiet time, I encourage them maybe put a chair in their room or a desk or
Right.
something to kind of not be in that bed all day, because if you in your bed all day and then you're trying to go to bed, your body like, okay, what we about to do?
Right.
Scroll or read a book or whatever
Right.
it is. So you got to kind of everything's muscle
Mm-hmm.
memory. Your
Yeah.
body remembers things that you do on a routine daily
Mm-hmm.
basis. So creating that
Mm-hmm.
routine is important.
So where you're active at, that's where you should be active at. Where you sleep at is where you should
The
sleep at.
sleep,
So
right?
if you are in your living room all day and then you fall asleep on your sofa several times throughout the week with your TV
Mhm.
on, Sweet TMP just told us you are going to be that person who does not rest well throughout the night, or you're going to be that person that wakes up at 3 a.m. or and can't go back to sleep, or you're going to be that person that can't fall asleep, or you can also be that person who needs that afternoon nap because your brain never actually slowed down to go into the body's form of rest, right? So your
Right.
body and your mind has stayed activated. One of the main things that people come to me with is, well, I've tried melatonin. I give my babies melatonin. We do the melatonin baths. Melatonin, melatonin, melatonin. Again, popular social media hormone. Hey, melatonin, we see you, boo, out there doing your thing or not, okay? Because it's not working for everyone. Again,
Yeah.
what someone says works for them does not necessarily means that is your problem, your problem or
Mhm.
your issue, which is why it's very important that listen into this, because again, melatonin, you can get it from your grocery store, your general store, wherever, right? You
Mhm.
don't know, one, how that was produced, how it was manufactured, and then you don't even know if that's your issue.
Yeah,
So
there's
you're
so many
taking
factors. There's
something
so many
that
factors that plays
you
along
don't
with
even,
the
yes, you don't
yeah,
know if
and
it's
then
your
also
issue.
though, girl, this little gnat is disrespectful. I'm sorry.
Goodbye,
I'm
Nat.
just, I'm trying to like
Get out,
anyway.
Nat.
Anyway, so but I was gonna say the melatonin also causes a lot of nightmares. People report having nightmares taking melatonin. So that's some a side effect that, and then also they build a tolerance to it. So you start off taking 3 milligrams, then 5, then 10,
And they
then
still want to take
you
it.
still going up, and it's still not doing what it's supposed to do for you. But that's because you didn't get to the root
You
cause,
don't know what it is.
and you don't.
You don't know
Yeah,
why.
so you're just it's a band-aid. It's a
Right.
band-aid.
And your
Your body
ego,
makes melatonin. Let's just get it where it's supposed to be so you can make melatonin the right
that's
way.
it. Make it the right way so you don't have to worry about somebody that was manufactured clearing their throat. Let me clear my throat. See how I keep coming out? But somebody was trying to clear their throat and then they kept, messing with your melatonin. Ooh, you come on now. Really. Come on, people, human beings, let's be honest here. Things happen. Okay. But that was a really good point, what you were saying about their bedtime routine and then doing the
Mm-hmm.
breath work. That is a really good one. I think we should go live with, because people don't know how to breathe correctly. And I know you can teach them how to do that.
Right.
And one of another thing that I really usually go over with my clients is making sure that you are not, which I appreciate the fact that we want to keep these wonderful bodies. That you said these bodies were so fearfully made. What was the term you used on our last live?
Yeah, divine.
They're so
I'm divine.
divine. Our
Yeah, we're
bodies are so
divine.
divine, right? So we want to keep these divine bodies in shape and intact. You want to keep your strength up, right? Which is amazing. And I applaud you for that. However, to those of you who want to work out in the evenings, understand you are pumping your body up. You're getting your heart ready to do some things. Okay. Your body is ready at that point, and you are super wired. Your body cannot calm itself down. It's having difficulty. Like, you got me pumped up, but you got me pumped up for what? So what we gonna do? Now we're going to sleep. Now you want to get into bed. You think a shower just gonna calm me down? No, baby, I'm ready. You listen, I've been waiting all day for this oxygen to flow up here to this brain. I got
This
all kind of
brain.
thoughts for you. I can work out solutions for you now. And you want me to go to sleep? Now, baby, I'm wired. I'm on fire, right?
Right.
So for those of you who are working out in the evenings, I know I have some people who like to work out after work, which is fine. You want to go immediately after work and work out, but then when you go home, you still have a routine. And
Mm-hmm.
that's when it would be good to implement, whether you're doing dinner, and I hope it's very well balanced and nutritious. Okay. And then after you do that, some type of routine to help you to calm down, calm your body down. As Sweet Tea MP said, not putting yourself in the same place place that you've been active in. Let's say you're someone who works out in your house, or maybe you have like a Peloton or something in your room where you're actually working out in your room. You just worked out in there, and now you want to get off, take a shower, and get in the bed. So now you've done everything in that same room, and your body is wired, and now you're not ready to calm down. Because me, and I'm sure this is a lot of other humans, I'll be looking at that bike like, today I did 20 minutes, tomorrow I'm doing 22, right? So
Right.
you ready to, your mind is still going, that blood is
Going.
still pumping, your mind is getting oxygenated, it is ready, it is on fire for you. So I do encourage the workouts to be done in the morning if you're not someone who can have a consistent routine, like you said, Sweet Tea and P, because that is important to calm that brain. And you want to have the best ideas during the day, unless you're somebody who work at night, which is fine, you're going to be up all night. But if you
Yeah.
plan on sleeping,
Well, we
that's
don't
what
even want to
you're
go
doing.
there with disrupting the sleep process of being up all night,
Let me tell you,
working overnight.
let's
But
do it. These night nurses need to know it, girl. They need to know it, because
that's a whole nother girl.
you
Now
talked
that
about it though. Some on the
Yeah,
last
I did,
about
but
the
I'm just saying
process.
that that does really throw I think I even touched on the circadian rhythm of your body. Like that throws off everything. And it's so hard to get
Exactly.
into
Exactly.
a deep sleep in the morning. You know, you just got
Mhm.
off work and now you're trying to yeah, that throws off a lot. But I did want to touch on so the root cause blood work analysis, things that we
Mhm.
would look at as it relates to your sleep. Of course, we talked
Mhm.
about cortisol,
Mhm.
the thyroid panel, blood sugar markers,
Mhm. Mhm.
nutrient deficiencies,
Yeah.
magnesium, zinc, B12, vitamin D, of
Right.
course,
Right.
B6. The hormone panel. We talked about the hormones,
Yes. Yes. Very
liver
important. More than
enzymes. We
cortisol.
talked about the liver, huh?
More than cortisol. Period.
Right, right. We talked about the liver. Oh yeah, the
Mhm.
estrogen, progesterone,
Yes.
testosterone. That's what you're talking about, right?
Right.
For the
Right.
hormone. And then
Mhm.
also though the inflammatory markers. Remember we talked about the inflammation
Yes.
causing your body not to do what it's supposed to do and function correctly. And that I feel like the inflammation in your body, it affects everything
It
systemically. Like it's not,
absolutely does.
yeah,
Every
it's not
single
just,
thing. Every
yeah, it's not
single
just a single
thing.
thing.
It's
Hmm.
amazing just what clearing inflammation can do. And that's where you get a lot of people out here on these cleanses that's not cleansing. The cleanses are
Right.
cleansing, okay? They're not
Right.
doing what they're supposed to do, because y'all don't have the magic that you need to have to do a cleanse appropriately. And there are so many people who have opinions about how to do a cleanse. Papaya cleanses, the okra water is very popular, which okra is good. Okay, okra is amazing. Papaya is good. You know, any fruit or vegetable that your body can tolerate, that you don't have a reaction to, is good for your body. But when we're talking about a full cleanse, like fully getting the inflammation out, there is one important piece that a lot of cleanses are missing, that Sweet Tea MP and I both have, and we know that we actually implement for our clients, and that's how they're able to do cleanses effectively. But that only comes along with when you do your root cause blood work analysis, and then you decide to work with us, that we can help you cleanse effectively, and we'll also give you the best sleep of your life, so you can wake
Right.
up like this.
Right. And you
Wake up
touched
like
on a good
this.
point. You okay, Beyonce. You channeling everybody tonight, Latoya.
Oh my
Uh you did touch on a good point. I don't think people understand, like with the root cause blood work analysis, functional medicine, the type of cleansing and repair the level we're talking about with your body. Of course, like you could
God.
do the fruit cleanses, you can
Mm-hmm.
do herbal cleanses, you can do all these other things. And some of the things that we recommend, of course, mostly everything's naturally done, right? Through
Yes.
with supplements. But
Yes.
I'm just saying, like, there are protocols and things that we put together that does a cleanse on a level, like on every level of your body, like
Every
down to the cells. Like I'm talking
down to the cells.
down to the cells. So it's a different process,
It
and it's
is.
a different, it's strategically laid out
Yes.
to cleanse your body um the proper way. Let me say it that way. The
Exactly.
proper
The
way.
proper way. And to
Yeah, the
get you a
proper
full
way.
cleanse. Because there's a lot of people who cleanse, and when they come off the cleanse, they start back feeling the way they did before. or all the weight that they've lost on a cleanse, when they come off the cleanse,
They
they
gain
gain
it.
it all back. And
Mhm,
that's
mhm.
how you know that your cleanse is effective for a moment. But if you're not going to drink okra water every day for the rest of your life, only okra water,
Mhm.
if you're not going to only do fruit every day for the rest of your life, only fruits, if that's not a lifestyle that you're going to maintain, you need a boost. You need a little help, because
Yeah.
understand that when you were in utero, your mother, your previous generation did not have the options that we currently have. So she ate a certain way, she did things a certain way, and she did the best that she knew how to do with the resources that she had. So
Or
now
the
that
knowledge, you're right. Yeah.
yes, that becomes your responsibility to say, this is my body. Okay. Oh Lord, I felt like I was taking communion. What is going on today? This is my, this is my body. Like, eat ye all of it, drink ye all of it. Okay. So, but this is my body, which means that I'm now in control of this and what I want to put in it and what I want to correct in it. And I appreciate my mom for doing the best that she knew how to do with the tools that
Right.
she had then. But it did have an effect on the way that my brain developed, on the way that my heart developed, on the way that my kidneys developed, my organs developed. And have people that come to me and they're vegan just like me, but they still have inflammation. When I did my
Right.
own blood work, when I initially was introduced to functional medicine, I still had inflammation, but I,
Mhm.
I had already felt it. So I was aware. Now, it wasn't to such a heightened level as some of the clients that I've seen, which even if it is, we can still help you, but it was inflammation nonetheless. Okay.
Right. And so
Hey,
inflammation, like you
McMarshall, Africa. Okay, I just want to say that.
so inflammation comes from various different things. So like you
Mhm.
mentioned the food, yes, but okay, you said you cleaned up your diet, you was doing this, you was, doing a vegan
Yes.
diet, eating, but remember inflammation can come from environmental toxins. It can
Ooh,
come from the things you're putting on your body, your lotions, your perfumes, the water you're drinking, just the water you're taking a bath in. People don't, the skin is an organ. So you in the you in the you in the shower
soaps,
absorbing all
making that
the,
smell good.
yeah, you absorbing all the chemicals and stuff within the water. So a lot of
That's why you're
people,
swollen.
yeah, so a lot of people still do have the inflammation, even
Yes.
though they're
Yep.
cleaning up their diet. And you also, I wanted to bring
See?
up too, with the root cause blood work analysis, and when we complete your customized plan, a part of that plan is dietary lifestyle
Ooh, yeah.
changes.
We got a
So
killer dietary.
yeah, we
The food is good.
we yeah, but it's better because we can customize it to each individual. So it's not like
Yes.
something that, so you might be vegan, Latoya, and someone else
Yes.
might be a pescatarian, or someone else might,
Exactly.
might not be vegan or a pescatarian at all.
Right.
So just trying to help them choose foods that aren't as
Being realistic.
as bad, like not as bad or processed, you know what I mean, eating more raw foods, things that don't have, are not high in sugar, like just trying to create a lifestyle change that you can stick to, that you will stick, because this is your life, this is your lifestyle change. I can tell you what to eat or what's
Exactly.
best to eat, but that doesn't mean that you're comfortable with it or it's something that you're
Right.
going to continue to do. So
Yes. Like
yeah,
I
I
created,
agree with
that's a good point. I've helped some people come together. We create, hey, this is what I recommend for you. Because I mean, honestly, as provider, we're always going to tell you this is the highest recommendation. That means this is going to give you the best benefit, right? But there are some people that's like, you know what? I just cannot tolerate. You see it?
you. See,
Uh-huh. I just cannot tolerate somebody was like, Latoya, I really just can't do chicken and I really just can't do only turkey. Like, can I just add this and do that? And we work together and I'm like, yes or no. Like, if this is going to cause you inflammation, then we also have to get into where you're going to purchase these things from, right? And then it's honestly it becomes you as a person being responsible for what you decide to put in your mouth and where you purchase these things from and how it makes you feel. Because once your body gets cleansed, your body will become super sensitive to whatever. And then
oh, absolutely.
you'll start saying, I'm not going to eat from there anymore. I'm not going to
Mhm.
buy that anymore. When I ate from there, this happened. I felt this way. You know what? This had left, but when I ate there, I felt the little twinge in my hip and that hip pain was gone.
Mhm.
Right. And this is so amazing to me. I spoke to one of my clients a couple days ago, and she was doing so well. She had this swelling in both of her legs. Her legs were so swollen, and
Mhm.
she just finished the cleanse, and we started a second part to it. And she was
Mhm.
like, girl, I can put my feet in my shoes again. She said, I haven't been able to wear shoes, these particular shoes, in a couple of years. And I've went to 2 different doctors, and for 4 years, they didn't know what it was. They just put me on blood pressure medicine. We cleansed her so well, baby. She had to call her provider because her blood pressure started naturally dropping. Okay. Right. Because I'm going to always encourage you to do whatever your provider told you to do, but we know how to do things safely, which that comes along with us being board certified, and you not just working with someone out here in the streets that don't know what goes on in conventional medicine too. That's also a great part of our niche. So we can actually tell you, hey, this, you need to go talk to your provider and let them know. I said, and let them know you're doing a holistic cleanse. Let them know this is what you're doing, and that you've noticed that when you check your blood pressure now, your blood pressure is lower, and ask them, well, do you guys think we should lower the dose? Right? Because that is a part of what we do as those who are, board certified, and we know and understand conventional medicine. We can also consult you on how to speak to your provider properly, do things properly, along with us being able to educate you on proper ways to sleep and things like that. So what we're saying and what we do actually works. If you have that urgency and you're the person that's ready for that, and you're tired of the way that your life is, and you are tired of being tired, you're tired of being tired during the day and being sleepy during the day, not getting sleep at night, actually implement some of the things that we said. And you really do need to reach out to us. Again, I've had people in my inbox fix it, and they almost filled up all my appointments for next week. Okay. So, so many fix it. Somebody said, fix it, Jesus. You know me, my hand went up, fix it. So, that's really what the benefit is of having someone like Sweet TMP or myself on your side and in your corner, working as a team with you to make sure that you have the best outcome for your life that you want, because it's your life, not ours, because we live in our best life.
Oh, that's how you gonna end it. You love, that's your favorite song, Latoya. That's your favorite song. You love to end on that.
It's just a part of life. Life has been so good. I'm telling you, it's been amazing. So
yeah. But I still have my little cheat sheet, my hormone cheat sheet, or things things to ask your providers to check if you're having certain symptoms. So if you want the cheat sheet, or you want to, don't give it.
I said, who giving y'all that? That's amazing.
Oh, I was about to say, yeah, Latoya, I'm gonna give it to him. So DM me sleep if you want a copy of that. And then also, if you want a consultation for a root cause blood work analysis, I'm offering it at a special rate through May 15th in light of Mental Health Awareness Month, this Nurses Week this week. So instead of my $555 price, it's gonna be $399. $399. I know Latoya was gonna say something about that, but DM me sleep or comment sleep if you want the hormone cheat sheet, and I will send it to you. So Latoya, do you want to shout out your platforms, like how to find you?
Absolutely. You can find me on all major social media platforms at the Bloodwork NP. You can find me on Facebook also as Latoya D. Buchanan. The Bloodwork NP is going to make sure that you have what you need to live the best life that you choose to live. And I'm going to always be in your corner. I'm going to be your biggest cheerleader. I'm going to be the person to tell you that you can do it when others say that you can't. I'm going to be the person that's crazy enough with you. Yeah, I said that, crazy enough with you to believe in what you believe in and choose to have for yourself that other people around you don't yet have, or don't have the vision to realize that you have the vision that you can accomplish all good things that you want to accomplish in this life. You understand what I'm saying right now? Okay.
Amen. Say that, Latoya.
We got any members? Go ahead.
Say that. So if you're tired of being tired, don't settle for just being tired, waking up day to day, not feeling restful. Let's go deeper. Let's get into that blood work. Let's test, not guess. Like let's figure it out.
Yes, you dropping bars, baby.
Latoya, you look like you about to drop a bar in a minute. You
can't pull together. Be professional.
You love relating to somebody's song, but yeah. So I think that I think that everyone can relate to not being able to get a restful night of sleep, or just not only that, just being stressed out. And remember, stress increases your cortisol hormone as well. For some of those who you were saying, we're talking about the cortisol hormone.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, just overall wellness in general, getting the root cause blood work analysis, even if you feel like you are in tip top shape, it don't hurt just to check your blood work, because like Latoya said, you got to be at an optimal level of functioning, not just
Optimal.
within normal range. Yeah, not with just within normal range. So it may be something that you don't even realize that you have going on, because a lot of times, it takes time for things to present within your body. You can have something going on with your body, but you don't have the
Mm-hmm.
symptoms yet. So
Exactly.
it's in your within your blood work that we can see what's going on,
What's
even if
happening?
you don't have those symptoms right now. We could prevent it. You could,
Yes.
do the repair, do the detox, get it in tip top shape right now before it
Exactly.
causes other issues.
And that's exactly what you want. And that's unfortunately the people I talked about earlier who were afraid to look at their blood work. A lot of their family members that they knew that when they got their blood work done, they became sicker and things like that. It's because
Mhm.
the family member really did wait until, their body was shutting down, which is why they
Yeah.
sought healthcare in the first place. So by the time
Mhm.
anyone saw it, they were so past even the disease process, their organ was going into failure, which is why they
Mhm.
passed away shortly thereafter. And I don't know who I'm talking to, but the one of you that I am speaking to, I want to speak healing to you right now and let you know that although that person, they were a very good person, and I'm sure you love them deeply and you love them wholeheartedly, but let that be, their life is speaking to you right now as a lesson. And that lesson is for you to take a look at your blood work early so that you can truly live the life that you've dreamed that you want to live and have the things that you want to have. And it's not too late for you. And it doesn't matter what runs in your family because I will run it out.
You go run it out. Okay. Okay, Toya. But
You go.
that is very a good thing to bring up, because a lot of times us, especially in the African American community, you
Yes.
don't go to the seek help or whatever until
Yeah.
you like, okay, something is really,
Something is
really wrong at
happening.
this time. Yeah. So that's a good point to bring up,
Mm-hmm.
especially. And I just feel like with this root cause blood work analysis, it's not like you necessarily going to the hospital to get treatment for
Mm-hmm.
something. It's more of, it's not that setting. So
Yeah.
it shouldn't, I don't know why I say it shouldn't, but hopefully it won't be as intimidating to you
Right.
as
Right.
going
And
to get like seek treatment in somewhere like a hospital or so, because that has history, honey, with
oh, we
African
do.
American community.
Very, very, very much aware. Two words, Henrietta Lacks. So look it up. So, and that's the benefit too of us being available to you all through social media, is it honestly helps desensitize you to that. And it helps you to become more acquainted with two healthcare professionals so that you know and you learn how to talk to other healthcare professionals when you seek treatment for yourself, for your family, that you actually have someone's that you
Mhm.
can reach out to and inbox, that you can ask questions. Although we always will encourage you to seek primary help from if it's urgent to the emergency room or your primary care when it comes to medications and things of that nature. But we are both open, right? We're both open to
Yeah,
questions,
absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
That you may have and things that you're trying to maneuver in the healthcare setting. So, again, this is what we're here for. Of course, we love to have fun. Okay. But we are still white coat worthy, right? Which means that we wear this, we honor it, we respect it, and we respect you. So when it comes down to business, we are very much all about that. I know you see all them certifications and degrees and sweet TMP background. The girl don't play. Okay. Don't play. And two-time best-selling author here, best-selling book with Lisa Nichols, recording actually How I Heal Myself Holistically, right? And the credentials are there, but we also know how to speak to and relate to the community of people who may not always have that comfortability speaking with someone in the four walls of a healthcare building, right? Where you see healthcare professionals. Some people, as our mental health specialist here has told us, have anxiety when it comes down to that. A lot of people's blood
Yeah.
pressure shoot up when they go see their primary care, because it's like, what bad news am I going to get today? Well, in working
Right.
with us, when you go, you're gonna be like, I'm about to give them some good news today, something they've
Right.
never seen. Okay, like you will really be that miracle walking into their office of some things that, maybe they'll be like, wow, how did you really get to this level? When we've been doing these medications and all of this with you, how did you get this energy? How are you
Mhm.
now able to sleep? And you've had sleep issues for years, and we've tried different medications with you. Tell me, what are you doing? So then you become that person that is now able to witness to them and let them know, no, I witnessed this. This is what happened to me. Look at the blood work. You see it. You see it.
Mhm.
You see what the
Mhm.
blood work MP, you see what sweet tea MP helped me with. You see it. And that is what cannot be denied factually, is your blood work, and is
Right.
the progress of the results of your blood work. Once you've made a
Yeah.
decision to change your life and do something that you've never done before, so you can get results you've not gotten before.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too, you mentioned being nervous or anxious about going to the doctor, getting your labs done, getting all these things done
Mm-hmm.
just to learn bad news.
Yes.
The good thing about the root cause blood work analysis and what we do when we come up with these plans and these customized treatment um plans for you, we provide you, even though we're saying, hey, you have inflammation, your hormones are
Mm-hmm.
out of balance, you might have
Mm-hmm.
sensitivities to medications or whatever, or foods or whatever it may be, but at the end of the day, we're providing you with
Mm-hmm.
solutions. So it's not just telling you all this bad news, but no, let me show you how we can help get you to where you're supposed to be. So I think that is an important thing to remember, because
Mm-hmm.
not everybody not everybody has those answers, and that's why we are specialized in functional medicine, and we went above and beyond. We took it a little step further to
Step
learn
further.
what we learned. Yeah, learn what we learned and want to help people get to where they're supposed to be.
Right.
Yep. So, yep, Latoya. So, I'm Sweet Tea MP across all platforms, of course. Here on Facebook, I'm on Instagram,
Yes.
TikTok, and also you can reach out to I have a webpage,
Mm-hmm.
www.eternitywellness22.life, and there's more information about functional medicine on there. You also can schedule your root cause blood work analysis
Schedule it today.
or consultation. Yeah, absolutely. And
Today.
then, like I said, comment sleep or DM me sleep if you're interested in the cheat sheet, the lab cheat sheet, basically telling you things to ask your doctors or providers to
Mm-hmm.
check when you go see them next time if you're having
Mm-hmm.
certain symptoms. And they're common things, but you don't really think about that being related to those labs. And it's something you could start with, and then when you have your blood work, because we allow you to bring your blood work
We
that
do
you've already had done with
several,
you. We do,
all
yeah,
of it.
everything when we
Mm-hmm.
do our consultation. So that's something that you'll already have, and we, just get the ball rolling.
Yep. And my free consultations filled up. I actually scheduled the last one today, maybe
Did you?
about
Oh,
2 or 2 o'clock or so. My free consultations filled up. But if you inbox me, we might see if we can work something out. Um, but those of you who did respond to get your free consultation, so grateful for you. Those of you who have not quite yet, make a decision to put yourself first so that you can truly get the results in 2025 that you want to get for your life. There are so many things that happen that are outside of your control. Make a decision to do something that's within your control with a partner that's willing to help you find that place in life where you are at the most happiest and that you are at your peak health throughout the duration of this lifetime. So make the best of it while we're here.
absolutely. Well, thank you, Latoya. I think we touched on everything we were supposed to touch on this episode. So we we gonna end it here, and we will be back next time. Comment or drop something in the comments if you guys have a particular topic or something that you have going
Yes.
on that you want us to discuss or talk about. um dm DM me or DM Latoya if
Yes.
there's something in particular you want to talk about. If you don't want to put it in
Right.
the comments, it's cool.
Right.
um But yeah, we absolutely or any questions you have also, because
Yes.
we will help
Yes.
you with that as
We
well.
will help. Mental Health Awareness Month. This is also Nurses Week. And you know what I did not forget is Teacher Appreciation Week as well. I know that
Oh
that's
yeah,
a profession that grinds hard and sometimes does
absolutely.
not get the reward that they are due,
Recognition.
or the
Yep.
recognition and the honor that they are due. So definitely give my highest appreciation to teachers. Teachers
Absolutely.
reach out, teachers reach out, teachers reach out, nurses, my nursing brothers and sisters, reach out. Those of you, this month is to recognize, if you feel like something's quite like off with your thinking and things like that, reach out. We are here for you. We do this every day for you. Okay. So we are here for you, really and truly.
Absolutely. All right, Latoya. Well, I'm gonna end it here, and I will see you later. Look,
Bloodwork besties. We
I was
out
about,
here.
yeah, Bloodwork besties. I feel like you
Bloodwork
need some
besties.
outro music. We're gonna have to play you some music next
Yeah.
time, because you own it. You feeling it. It
'Cause
ain't
I
even
just
Friday yet.
watermelon.
But we will be back next week. We'll be back next week with
We'll be
another
back next week.
live. Yep.
Yes, we are. So drop those questions so you can get an answer.
Peace out. Chanel Love 22. It's a vibe. Like, follow, and subscribe.
Disclaimer. The information shared on the Chanel Love 22 podcast is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not medical advice. Neither the host, guest, nor the podcast assumes responsibility for any actions taken based on this content. Listeners are strongly encouraged to consult a licensed healthcare provider before making any changes to their health, including medications, supplements, or treatments. This podcast is intended to comply with applicable regulations. However, it is not a substitute for legal or medical advice specific to your location. Listeners outside of the United States should ensure they follow healthcare guidance and regulations relevant to their regions. Thank you for listening, and remember, health is wealth.